Let's connect, see what we got. Welcome everybody. June 17th. Wait till we connect here for our live stream. All right, guys, so today is June 17th as I do the live stream here to talk about a variety of things. So what's going on? Happy Father's Day to any fathers in the chat, on the channel, subscribers, PT peeps, Walking Dead family, everyone involved. And I thought it was pretty cool if anybody plays the Walking Dead No Man's Land. Today is Father's Day, of course, and they have, it was all weekend, but it's like a Father's Day special, and it's of Morgan, Abraham, the governor, Rick, and Glenn. And you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. Even though Abraham's not really a thing, but I guess they just had a bigger thing to get more character tokens. And so that's kind of interesting. I don't have enough radios to do that. So if you play, that is Father's Day today. So happy Father's Day to everyone connected to the channel, Walking Dead family, everybody there. So today we're going to talk about a couple things that has been going around the world of AMC, Talking Dead, Chris Hardwick, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, because I didn't have a live stream last Sunday as I was in Orlando, and some big stuff happened. So if you're catching this live, you might miss the spoiler warning, but if you're watching it this, on the replay, spoiler warning for a bunch of different things. So if you're worried about spoilers for The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Chris Hardwick stuff, just general spoiler warning, stop watching now if you're worried about that. So it's been a crazy summer for this, for Walking Dead, AMC, just stuff in general. It's usually slow over the summer, but the stuff with Andrew Lincoln, the latest thing with Chris Hardwick, whether what it is, if it's true or not, or what to believe. But I guess the latest news, if you saw some of the videos that we posted, is that AMC is, I guess, canceled Talking with Chris Hardwick that was supposed to air today. That's not going to be on. The Comic-Con panels of AMC and BBC America, I think it was for Doctor Who, for Chris Hardwick, he's not going to be the panel moderator. So that's kind of sucks. So he lost out on those two jobs. The Talking with Chris Hardwick show's gone. We don't know about Talking Dead. We don't know anything else with Chris Hardwick in relation to AMC, but it's just kind of crazy for it. So I'll answer your question here, Matthew Mania. How do you think Rick is going to die? What's your vision of him going if he does leave? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I just think what makes the best sense for Rick to die is for Rick to go out protecting Judith, Alexandria, something where the Whisperers come in and they take out Rick, and it sets up Daryl, Carol, Michonne, whoever's left, to avenge Rick's death is the best way I think they could do it for Rick. Not sure if they're going to do it that way. The Madison death is pretty weak. We didn't see it. She supposedly went out with the walkers, with the, flare, the fire at the stadium. Just like, we didn't even see the death, and that's a main character of the show. I never liked Madison. I still don't like Madison. I won't ever like Madison. But she should deserve a better death than that. I mean, she's gone. We'll see what the future of that show leads. We'll talk about that as well. So we'll go for about an hour, guys. But last week, I was in Orlando, so I wasn't able to do a live stream. I can do it today. And then next weekend, I'm not going to be able to do one as well. But the following weekend, we'll be back there too. So I'll miss it next Sunday. But then we'll talk about some other news that's going around. Now, Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, I should say. There's a bunch of different Comic-Cons of Tampa and this one and that one. But San Diego Comic-Con, the big deal is that's in about a month. June 17th is today. July 19th to the 23rd, I believe, is San Diego Comic-Con. E3 just happened in Las Vegas this past week. Some big stuff for video games. If you're a gamer, they got some cool stuff coming out. I like it. I'm excited for it. So I want to talk about a couple things going around, but let's cover the Chris Hardwick thing. Chris Hardwick isn't named in the Chloe Dykstra essay, article, thing she wrote. But people are insinuating and putting two and two together that it's about Chris Hardwick. So it's not a fun topic. It's not a good topic. You don't know what to believe. Chloe Dykstra and Chris Hardwick used to date many years ago. I think the last time they dated was 2014. So that's over 4 years ago. Crazy to think that there's still bad blood between them. It was a bad breakup, and now she's coming out swinging against Chris Hardwick, I guess. She's not saying names, so I don't know if that's a legal thing where she's saying that this person, her ex, did this to her, so she's not liable or not having any allegations against him directly. Is there a lawsuit? What's the proof? How is it going? But if it happened, it's terrible for Chris Hardwick and Chloe Dykstra. If it didn't happen, it's terrible for both parties too. It's just terrible all around, and this is going to definitely impact Chris Hardwick. Whether he loses all his jobs, if he keeps stuff, if he clears his name, if he's going to be able to do anything like that ever again. But it's kind of crazy, like it's either it happened or it didn't happen, or part of it happened and part of it's there, or if it's blown out of the water. I just don't know what to believe. I don't know either of these people. I can't weigh in because of the facts aren't there. There's nothing to prove. I'm sure it's a developing story, and we'll see what happens. It's a shame that Chris Hardwick is losing his jobs over allegations, but that's what they have to do. AMC, Comic-Con, Talking Dead, Walking Dead, whatever, they're organizations. They're bigger than Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick's allegations and bad stuff can bring stuff down. It can bring negativity to their channels. They can say, why do you keep this guy involved if he's having this lawsuit? The lawsuit, or not even lawsuit, information. I shouldn't even say that. I don't even know if there's a lawsuit or not. But the allegations that are going around is that Chloe Dykstra's ex, that was unnamed, we just don't know what is involved, what's the proof, what it's going there to. So it's just not good for abuse of any kind. If it's mental, physical, sexual, whatever, it doesn't matter. Abuse is abuse. It's all terrible for it. So not sure what's going to happen with the Comic-Con panel, the moderation, if it's going to be Yvette Nicole Brown, if she's going to take over Talking Dead hosting, because I would think Talking Dead will stay on even if Chris Hardwick loses his job for that. Talking with Chris Hardwick isn't going to be a show this season, or if it comes around or not on there too. So I'm not sure if it was. So great question. Projected line. Would you apply for the Talking Dead presenter role if it came up? I would love to. I think that would be amazing. I think that'd be a great job. They film in Los Angeles. I live in Florida. It's kind of hard to deal that. But it'd be a pretty amazing opportunity for that. I would think that they would probably go with Yvette Nicole Brown because she's been on the show several times as a guest. She has some background with that. She's an actor. She's connected with the show already. I think that would make the most sense. But we'll see what they're having. I don't think they'll get rid of the Talking Dead because it's an essential show of the Walking Dead after show to answer questions, to have different things, the Fear the Walking Dead. So it's a show after the show that's connected with it. So it's just a shame that he hasn't been found guilty of anything, but the organizations and the companies are cutting ties with him because of the negative press and the negative publicity with things. So if he can clear his name, if it turns out to be false, how can he prove, though, that it didn't happen? He just can't, right? So there's allegations when they come out that if you say something and it's his word versus his word, or her word versus her word, or her versus his, whatever the words are against each other, just words, though. There's a lot of times that people say stuff that happened against another individual and it never happened, and it ruins that person's life. And it's a shame that people will judge someone just on someone's words, but I don't know what's going to happen with it. And it's a shame. It's a tricky situation. It's a terrible situation for everyone involved. I just don't know for that. So what do you think about Rick leaving? I think that it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time if it happens in the first half of season 9 or the second half of season 9. Omar, I saw Incredibles 2 yesterday. I thought it was great. It was a long time coming. It took 14 years from Incredibles 1 to Incredibles 2, and it was a very good sequel. I recommend it. If you liked Incredibles 1, you will like Incredibles 2. And they kind of went on a lot of things from the first movie into the second movie, and it's definitely funny and a good movie for you to see at the theater. I definitely recommend Incredibles 2. Definitely check it out. So Elite Mercs Gaming, there you go. What's going on, guys? I'm going to go for about another 50 minutes, so we got a lot to talk about. So Fear the Walking Dead, I couldn't talk about it last Sunday. So we'll talk about it this Sunday. But Fear the Walking Dead, the mid-season finale aired, and now we have to wait till August 12th. It comes back in 2 months, and well, a little less than 2 months now. And I'm hoping that the second half of season 4 is good, interesting, worth watching. They phased Madison out. Are they going to do the same thing with Rick? Are they going to phase Rick out? That's the word. Is Rick going to have a pretty poor death like Madison had? I hope not. Could it happen? Yes. AMC needs to do something very well for their beloved Rick Grimes, because The Walking Dead is the Rick Grimes show to a lot of people, and his death needs to make sense. I don't know. So, Bill Boyd, do you think that Charlie will outlive any more of our characters? Maybe. Maybe Luciana goes. I could see Strand maybe going, but he's a director of some of these episodes coming up, so he might stick around. Maybe he just goes into the directing role. Maybe he dies out but stays on as a director. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see if his episodes are pretty cool this second half of season 4. So, but Madison is gone. A lot of people are saying that she's going to live. We didn't see her die. And traditionally, that is true. If you don't see the character die, they can stay alive. But Madison was said to be dead on The Talking Dead, also on her Instagram. And there's a video of her final moments and a goodbye to Madison, well, Kim Dickens. So I think that Madison leaving sets the show in a total new way. Is it good? Is it bad? Only time will tell. I kind of don't like the idea of Lenny James being the lead, because he's the new guy in town. He's like the team that's been there, and they've done okay. It was a decent team. They picked up an athlete from another team. He came on, and he's automatically made captain. He's automatically turned to run the show. Morgan, I don't know if he's a good lead. Would you want Morgan to lead, or Strand, or Alicia, or who would you want to be the lead character? Because I don't think it could really be John or Naomi or Althea, just because they're really new. Alicia, is she a lead character? Maybe. Strand? Maybe. Luciana? No. But I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Charlie thing. It's just annoying that Charlie is still around and such a big part of it, and you could see in the trailer that she's going to look at some walker stuck in a tree and this, and she's scared and that, and she killed Nick, but she's kept around, and how could you keep this kid around? And it's a child, so you got to protect her, and it's just kind of annoying. And then traditionally, young kids of that age on the shows are pretty annoying to watch. You know, young Carl was pretty annoying at times, and Lizzie and Minka were just weird, and I don't know, Sam, you know, all these characters in that universe. So we'll see what happens, but maybe it's also ultimately one transition from Fear to The Walking Dead, even though they said it's not. They said that Fear the Walking Dead will not transition to The Walking Dead. Well, they said the same thing, that we're not going to have crossovers, and that went out the window. But ultimately, what's going to be the end play of Fear the Walking Dead? Does it connect with The Walking Dead? Does it just go away? Does Morgan just go away? Because The Walking Dead, they want it year-round. They want Fear the Walking Dead from the summer months into the fall of The Walking Dead, the winter of The Walking Dead, and going around year-round. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. That's what they want. But we'll see what happens with it, guys. Morgan is a character. He's a good character. He's an annoying character at times. He's a frustrating character. He's one character that is complex. He's the moral compass. He's the character that is like, what are you doing, Morgan? He's the character that you scratch your head at, but then he does some cool things as well. He is a happy medium for it. So I don't know if he can lead a show or not. We'll see. So we might get Morgan leading Fear the Walking Dead and Daryl leading The Walking Dead. I don't think anybody would really want to have that on paper, but we'll see if it happens on there too. So we got Fear the Walking Dead on hiatus for 2 months. The big news is The Walking Dead in season 9 filming. John Bernthal was seen in Sonoy. What does that mean? There's a lot of things it could mean. It could mean nothing, that he's just there visiting. He could be there visiting. There could be a death dinner. There could be a party. A character could be dying, so then he's there for that. He could just be in town. He could be in the state of Georgia filming something else, and he was there, so he came over, and there was time to see, because he's friends with Andy Lincoln and Norman Reedus and a bunch of people, but he was seen with Norman Reedus and Andy Lincoln. They were getting coffee. They were at Nick and Norman's. They were around Sonoy, but they've been filming at Alexandria the past couple weeks, and I would assume Rick is connected with Alexandria and will be there more and more and more. So what's going to happen? Is it a flashback? Is it Rick sees Shane in the distance? Rick is dying at some point? Or what's happening? Is Shane there? Because that would be pretty cool if John Bernthal came back in season 9 at some point and shot a little part of an episode as a flashback to Rick. I would like to see that. I cover that in one of the videos, but it's pretty awesome, guys. When we get information on this channel and the PT channel, we share it right away and we post it right away. So I know you guys are probably subscribers and my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family, and it's great, and I can't do it without you guys. And we share it with you guys right away. And it's just kind of funny that all these other channels are catching up with it, of the information we share, and don't know if they check out the channel or not. And it doesn't matter because it's a Walking Dead family and community. But I just wanted to make that a little known that we share things pretty quickly as soon as we get it. I may post 3 videos in a day as soon as we get it too. So I love you guys in the Walking Dead family and the community. And I love talking about The Walking Dead all day, every day about it. So Fear the Walking Dead, Chris Hardwick stuff. My book series, Fight for Us, is going strong. The next book, book 7, I just ordered the proof a couple of days ago. It'll be coming in the mail this week. I got to read through it, fix it, send to them, and then post it. It should be out the first week of July. Book 7, Weaponized. I'm very excited for it. So if you want to be in the book series, let me know. Message me. I'll get you in book 8, not book 7, because that's wrapping up as we speak. And I learned a lot from The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, what to do, and more importantly, what not to do. I just find it frustrating at times with Fear the Walking Dead a lot of times. But as of late, The Walking Dead has been a little frustrating with Season 7 and Season 8 on there as well. Are you going to watch the previous seasons of The Walking Dead to get ready for Season 9? I'm probably going to watch Seasons 4 and 5 because I know that Angela Kang wants Season 9 to feel that way. So if I can get a feel for Seasons 4 and 5 into Season 9, I can get a feel what approach she's trying to do. We'll see how we lose characters, because we're potentially going to lose Maggie and Rick is what the word is. Don't know how, if they're just going to leave, if they're not going to be on the show anymore, if they're going to die, if the characters are going to die. So thank you, Paul Eagle. Love you too. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the time, taking the time for this Sunday, June 17th. Happy Father's Day to everyone here. If you're a father or not, or you got a father, of course, on there, or fathers in general, just pretty cool stuff for it. Happy Father's Day. Hopefully you get to enjoy the day and have some fun or just relax. So I'm hoping that John Bernthal is in the show for that, but he's there for visiting for something. He didn't have to be there. It's just a crazy fact that he's in Sonoy like that. So was he in Georgia's? What some people are saying, that he's filming up a movie in Savannah or something. He just came over. So we'll see. Brian, do you think there is a big chance all this could end the show? I mean, the show's going to end some point. I would think we'll get Season 9 and Season 10, and we'll see how they go with Season 10 if we get a Season 11. But Season 10 could be the last one. I think that Season 9 we're getting, obviously they're filming right now, and we got to get a final season. They have to let us know that it's the final season. They can't just drop it all. I mean, they could do whatever they want, but that would be pretty crappy to the fan base if they do that, and they don't always do the best things for the fan base. So that's how it works for it. So Season 10 could be the last one. I hope it's not, but I hope it's done the right way either way for it. So I would like to see how it goes down. And I'm going to watch to the very end, and probably everybody in this chat and this stream and whoever watches this and supports the channels are going to watch to the very end on there too. So, Brian, most people had a problem with Daryl being the Alexandria lead. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. Michonne could be the Alexandria leader, while Daryl, the point of view character, is in the Whisper arc. Yes. We don't know if the lead is the 100% lead of it, where it's going to focus all around him. I would like to see Michonne be the leader of Alexandria. The bigger question, too, because you could have Daryl or Michonne lead Alexandria. Who's going to run Hilltop if Maggie dies? Is it Rosita? Is it Enid? Is it Carol? Is it Jesus? If Ezekiel dies, who runs that? Is it Jerry or is it Carol? So many things are what they're going to do. How are they going to do it for it? So I don't know. There's a lot of ways it could turn. People are interested. I know a lot of people are interested regardless if I'm going to stop watching. Well, they're going to watch season 9, that's for sure. And people want to know what's happening with that. So do they think they could be filming the Whisperers on a closed set? Well, I would think the Whisperers are going to be at Raleigh Studios. We'll see them at a field or a spot or that too, because if you have big open area, it'd probably be on Raleigh Studios. They got a lot of land back there too. So I think that's pretty awesome. So I don't know. I think the Whisperers should come around. I think it's going to be sped up a little bit too. Season 9, we could see the Whisperers coming around the mid-season finale. Maybe Rick only makes it to the mid-season finale. So pretty cool. Have you thought of sending Protected Line? Have you thought of sending Fight for Us to Kirkman? Surely he was showing interest after all the support you gave his franchise. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I thought about contacting Amazon or Netflix and doing a show on there versus that. I would probably want to stay away from AMC and that drama because you wouldn't want to have 2 zombie franchises like that too. You'd want to be on HBO, Netflix, or Amazon Prime just to be on something different on there too. And I would probably go that route, especially since the books are through an Amazon company. Amazon Prime would probably be the one that I would go through. So do you think it's possible that Maggie will by mistake kill Rick, thinking it's Negan, and then Michonne kill Maggie? I hope not. I hope that's not how it happens at all. I don't know what's going to happen with Maggie. I just don't know how she's going to go out. Rick can go out protecting Alexandria and Judith. Maggie can go out protecting Herschel, baby Herschel, and protecting Hilltop. You know, that could be. I just don't want infighting. I don't want Maggie to kill Rick and Rick to kill Maggie. I don't want to see that at all. That would be really tough to watch. That would be pretty terrible. I don't want that. I want the villainous group or some villain or Negan involved somehow. You know, that's what I want. But we'll see. Maybe Dwight and the Whispers and Sherry and something comes around. But I would want to see Michonne be the leader of Alexandria. And I would want to see it done right, however they decide to do it. But Angela Kang is not having an easy season to run here with the Rick and Maggie stuff, with just the filming, the craziness, season 9, people giving up on the show, what she inherited from season 8 to season 9. It's just crazy to think that Angela Kang, first-time showrunner, has to deal with all this stuff. It just sucks. I don't envy that job whatsoever, and hopefully she can do a good job. And I have faith that she will. I have trust that she'll be able to do it. But we'll see. I'm not giving up, and I want to watch it, and I'm excited to see what happens in most likely 4 months. We're around the time now where it's going to happen in October, either the 14th or the 21st. It'll probably be about the 4-month mark. It'll be here before you know it, guys. That's for sure. So Fear the Walking Dead will be back in 2 months, and then Walking Dead will be back in 4 months. So I think that a lot of good stuff is happening, potentially. Not sure what they're going to do with Fear. I know a lot of people are pissed about the Madison death, but the writers went that way. The writers tried to do that. They decided to do that. And if Rick is leaving this season, if it's happening, which I believe it is, I think it's definitely a thing, that Andy Lincoln most likely told them in season 8 to prepare for season 9. So they had plenty of time to do this. I doubt he just sprung it on them. So I think that they can do that as well. So Q&A, when it was in Washington, do you think they will look for the government in some way? I don't know. Maybe in the comics stuff. I don't know if that's ever going to happen on the show because going to D.C. and filming there, and they're in Georgia to do some things. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I don't know what will be the point to go there. I mean, maybe go take over the White House and go run the White House a little bit and just go around there. That would be pretty funny. You know, I would see that in a zombie apocalypse where you go to certain places and just go in there and go sleep in the Lincoln bedroom or something in Washington, D.C. or the Pentagon, or see how it would be. Maybe the Pentagon would still be protected. Maybe they have some source that can power it on there as well. So, Tudor, Brian, little theory of mine. It could work for Maggie to go on a negotiation trip with Georgie group right before the S hits the fan, leaving and save the day, returning for her in the future. So, yeah, I know Georgie could be impacting Maggie. That could be a big thing while Maggie leaves or gets in trouble. And the Anne Jadis thing with Negan could impact Rick somehow. The bigger question, too, is what's going to happen with Negan if Rick dies or Rick leaves? Does Negan take over things? I hope that Negan is useful. I think that Maggie's loss is going to be very impactful for Hilltop and the future of Hilltop. Because if you know the Whisperer War, you know how important Maggie is. You know how important Hilltop is. Carl's not there. A lot of things are, Aaron could run something there too. Maybe Aaron and Jesus run Hilltop, or, I don't know. There's all these different situations. The smaller B and C characters need to step up. I like Aaron to step up. Rosita, Enid. Carol, Michonne, and Daryl are A-list characters. They need to be important. Jerry. Jesus needs to step up big time. And any other characters that they're trying to bring around on there. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, Brian, Daryl to take Dwight militia leader part. Maybe that's what they mean by lead. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see Dwight have a bigger role. Maybe he's connected with the Whispers, connecting in there. He's the mole from the Whispers to do something with that instead of running the Sanctuary. Because that's the other thing. Who's going to run the Sanctuary? Does Rosita run that? Is it Regina? Is it Laura? Is it, Arat? What happened with that? I don't know. That's going to be a whole different story arc, because the whole thing I'm getting is that early on, the Saviors are going to be a problem with the Sanctuary and Rick still. Because the Sanctuary and the Saviors aren't going to like Rick. And there's going to be a whole problem with that. So, I don't know. It's just like so many big things and so many interesting things. I'm excited for it, guys. I know everyone in this room is most likely excited for it. If you're here on the Walking Dead News channel this Sunday, you're probably super excited for the Season 9 premiere in 4 months for The Walking Dead. And there's so many things that are up in the air. Hopefully we see the trailer. Gives us some for it, guys. I think Alpha and Beta need to happen. Magna and Yumiko, they have ways of bringing stuff in, characters in that we like, that we share, that we want to see, that we want to learn about. Because that was kind of the problem with Fear the Walking Dead, for me at least. I didn't care about any of these characters. The Walking Dead, you care about Rick Grimes right away. You care about Carl, somewhat Lori, Shane's craziness, Daryl and Merle, Carol, the farm with Glenn and Maggie and Glenn early on. It's just so many crazy things that you're like, man, I want to know what happens with these people. Dale, a little annoying to me. Andrea, a little annoying to me. Morgan, crazy stuff. And I just want to feel that on Fear the Walking Dead. I care about John Dory already. I think John has been in... Was he in every episode of the first half of season 4? If not, so if there was 8 episodes, he might have been in 6 of them. And in 6 episodes, I care about him more than any other character than I did on the show to date. I want to see if Daniel Salazar is still alive. So, also, you seen the video about the Easter egg with Althea's tapes? Which, to me, would be like, why is it not an SD card, a digital card for it? But tapes, they can write on them and have little Easter eggs and connections there, too. But they definitely have an Abe/Doctor tape, which is Abraham and Eugene's tape. And they also have a D.S. So a DS tape. Is that Daniel Salazar? I would think so. I think the rumors that I've heard, at least, is that Daniel will be seen again this season at some point. It could be on the tapes that Althea and Alicia and Madison brought a lot of focus on last episode in the mid-season finale. So they're putting focus, because clearly Athea's connection with the recording and this and then and now and then and now, which should be over. That then and now crap needs to go away. We want just the now part. We want the now, this stuff going forward with it. I don't want any of that stuff where they're jumping around a little bit. So, but I would like to see or hear Abraham and Eugene actually talking. That would be pretty cool. And we need more of that. We need more connections to that. And maybe there's a Rosita tape underneath or something. You know, like, I don't know how many tapes she has, and maybe there's a box of them, another box of there. But that's a good way to connect the shows a little bit more. So Tudor Q&A, do you think that Negan being the lead would be a slap in the face for both Rick and Andy, Glenn and Maggie? Yeah, I think so. I think Negan leading the stuff is not a good thing. I don't want to see Negan lead. I want to see him be a big part of things, especially with the Whispers. But I would want to see Negan be involved, but just not being the big, character of it. I would want to see a community council feel of Michonne, Carol, Daryl running things. And remember, that was in season 4. I've said it again. Season 4 is when they had the council approach. Remember when the governor was yelling at Rick? And he's like, we got a council now. I don't make decisions. So Rick was saying there's a council approach, and we saw the council talking, and Rick wasn't in it. So Rick wasn't in the council to make decisions. Season 4, coming like season 9. I said it again, so we should see that again. So I hope so, Valeria, that Daniel Salazar will be on the tape. He hasn't been seen in Austin except at Wizard World Austin one weekend. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I like Daniel. So I want to see that happen. Daniel coming to the world of Fear the Walking Dead in either one way or another. So maybe that we see his tape and then we see him, he went off a different way and we don't see him again or that, but he actually survived the dam. So that was the big thing with it. So what's up, Jan from Belgium? Are you watching the World Cup? Hope so. I haven't watched any of the World Cup myself. I'm going to. It's just a shame that the United States is not in it. I would love to have seen them make it, but I'm going to start watching more of that as we get more in the games there too. So we got, I'll go for about another half hour, 27 minutes. I'll go for a full hour. So I saw Incredibles 2. It's worth seeing. Definitely fun stuff. I've heard bad reports of Jurassic World Part 2. Not bad reports, but Jurassic World Part 2 is like a setup movie, or Jurassic World The Fallen Kingdom. So Jurassic World came, and then saw Jurassic World, the second one, and it's going to set up a third movie. And I don't like the idea of it being a third movie, because it's kind of the one in between is like, it's kind of a setup movie. It's not really a great movie on its own. It's all about setting up the third movie. So, but I'm kind of excited for Ant-Man and Wasp. Got to check that out to see how it connects to the Infinity War, which will come out. The Avengers Part 4 will come out next year. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with all those connections with it. I would hope that The Walking Dead, if and when it ends, because it's going to end, whether it's season 10 or season 11 or whatever, they take a break and they come back with it. You can always make a zombie show. You can always do something else. Because I would love for them to take a break and come back. And they would love for The Walking Dead to be like Star Trek. Because Star Trek was a 70s show, went away, came back, went away, came back again, had movies, had this, had that, reboots, characters are the same but different actors. They could do it, so we can get more and more of The Walking Dead. We'll see if it ever comes to that, but that'll probably be in a couple years. So, Big Sexy, what do you want? Come on, boss, do a marathon stream. What do we want? What do we want here? Marathon stream now? I gotta just go for an hour. I gotta do stuff around the house and some things just for today on Sunday. So I'm excited for the future of the channel. I got a lot of good stuff in the hopper. I got a lot of good stuff coming on there. I'm excited for season 9 of The Walking Dead Fear the Walking Dead season 4 second half, I am like, come on. I'm interested to see what happens, but it'll be interesting to see after Madison. So, I guess before Madison, no, it's Madison show and then after Madison. I think that makes sense to see what happens. And the same thing with the Rick Grimes story. Want to see what happens with the Rick Grimes situation for it. So, hopefully you checked out my other video about John Bernthal being in Sonoy. I would love for him to be there. I would love to see a Chandler Riggs come back around and have a sighting of Chandler filming to say goodbye to Rick. Because, you know, Rick Grimes is the main character, and he has to go out in a certain way. But it could be kind of a recap, thing when he's dying. It's going to probably be drawn out between 2 episodes. If the Carl death was basically 2 episodes, you know the Rick Grimes thing is going to be 2 episodes. But I just hope he doesn't get the death like Madison got. Off camera, didn't see it happen. Possibility that he's still alive, because you know everyone's going to be like, is Rick coming back? Could Rick come back? Is it a cliffhanger? Is Rick coming back? When's Rick coming back? Where's that? Where's Rick? Same thing they did with Morales. Morales was gone after season 1, came back in season 8. What if they do the same thing with Rick? What if it's a cliffhanger? What if it's left open for the possibility of Rick Grimes coming back? And every episode, every season, they're like, is Rick coming back? Where's Rick? Is this when Rick comes back? Is that Rick over there? Where's Rick? Rick. Could happen. But they like to stir the pot. They like to make us question things, talk about things, want to know more about it. It's a comic book. The Walking Dead is a comic book turned into a show. You can call it graphic novels and all that stuff. They're comic books. Kirkman is a comic writer. He's not a novel writer. Kirkman writes comic books. And what I've learned about comic books is not about buying this one. It's about setting up the next one and making you want to buy the next issue, and the next issue, and the next issue, and the next issue, and the next storyline, and the next one, on to the next. Not about the one you're actually reading. It's all about setting up for the next, and the next, and the next one, to keep you going and keep you buying into it. Is that kind of cool? It is when it works, but you got to answer some things. Some things have to come around. And the show overall, I think, did a great job with that. I think they've done things setting up wise and answering wise. There's still some plot holes. There's still some where's Heath? Where's Sherry? What's going to happen with Dwight? Who's going to run this? What's going to do with that? What's the PPP card? What's this? What's that? So, could happen for sure. So, Brian, I bet Angela Kang will make a shower scene, a shower mirror haircut scene for Daryl like they did for Shane and Rick. I don't know. That could be something. You think Daryl cuts his hair? Ever? You think Daryl takes a shower? Ever? You think that ever happens on there? I don't know. Omar, do you think it all went down south after they killed off Glenn and Abraham? After killing Glenn and Abraham, it didn't help the show by any means. I think it went south with the Saviors. And also the fact of Glenn and Abraham both dying. But the Saviors were just so pushy and so annoying and so over the top and so unlikable. Even if you like Negan, how could you like Jared and, Davey, and just they were too much. They were too in your face. They were the bullies. They had too much control. Like, I don't want to see people get bullied. I want to see the bullies get taken down. And we had to wait so long for them to get taken down. And when they did, they still didn't get taken down effectively. They didn't do enough for that too. You want people to be a pain in the butt and get what they're given and reap what they sow, and karma comes back around. And you want those people that were pain in the butt to get justice. You want them to get taken down a notch. And I don't think the Saviors really ever did. The Saviors took down themselves. Rick and them didn't. Rick took down Negan at the very end of season 8 when they had end of season 6, all of season 7, and really all of season 8. So it's like, I don't really know if that ever really happened. But yeah, the Saviors really hurt the show. Because season 6 was pre-Saviors. They mentioned a little bit and they set things up with the guys on the motorcycle and Dwight and stuff in there. But Season 6 was my favorite season and will probably be my favorite season of the entire show. But it's just Negan came around and was comical and was like, you know, it just his lines and how and just his lean and all this. It was just, ugh. I hope not, Big Say. I hope they don't do Who Shot Rick? Who shot RG instead of Who shot JR? Who shot RG? And then, and we gotta wait. We gotta wait a whole summer to find out who shot Rick. It was Enid all along. She was a spy. No. And like, people run with things so much. Like, when Daryl blew up the saviors that were in the road, there was a car in the very back, and that was Negan, and he saw it, and Negan's going to kill Daryl. Didn't happen. Oh, there's Enid. She's a spy. She's Negan's daughter. Oh, that didn't happen. Like, all these spies. Jesus is a spy. He's this. That's why didn't happen. You know, so many things were crazy. People want to buy into the spy stuff, and you're like, no. Kirkman's not going to do that. Kirkman's not going to do spy stuff. He's not going to do cure stuff. He's not going to do Rick's going to wake up in a hospital bed from a coma thing. He's not going to do certain things like that. We're not going to find out the origin of the virus, even though it could be the blue myth connection with Walter White. We're not going to find out things like that. The show and the story is about, after a zombie apocalypse, how are they going to survive? Their day-to-day stuff, their big storylines. People and zombies and survival are actually the problem, not just the zombies or the walkers, which is crazy to think that they don't call them zombies. What world and fashion do they not know how to say the word zombie, you know, or the dead or whatever, you know? So, but it's just kind of interesting with that too. And, you know, to plug my book series, the zombie apocalypse genre in that book series is after all of these shows and all this stuff. And I don't name that directly, but we know the word zombie, and the characters know, you know, how to kind of be in a zombie apocalypse a little bit more, because they were familiar with the comic and the shows and the movies and the stories for that. They kind of knew what worked, and they kind of knew how to survive a little bit more. So it was an expedited way of processing and how to live a little bit, because the main character of the show kind of loves the zombie genre and stuff like that. So he can take that skills for that in that world, which is, you know, I think pretty cool for it. I think that would be pretty awesome to be in that zombie genre, zombie outside, after you saw the show. And in that series, The Walking Dead is not mentioned by any means, but that zombie show ended in that series as well. So it's sometime after that, which is pretty cool. I think that's a good way of doing it. So I'm going to go for about another 15 minutes, but we got a lot of things going around for The Walking Dead coming up. In a month, we got Comic-Con, which should be huge for the trailer breakdown and all that good stuff. But we don't have Fear the Walking Dead. That's not on for 2 more months. So this Sunday, today, you can watch Westworld or something else, or a movie or some other show. But we got no Fear the Walking Dead, and we got nothing for a little while for it. So I'm excited that we have a little break, and then it comes back. We got a trailer coming up in July. We got some news, but we have all this filming news. It's been a busy, crazy summer for Walking Dead news. We got a lot of stuff for Lauren Cohan, Alexandria, Andy Lincoln, filming. Unfortunately, Chris Hardwick stuff. Who was seen, who was there, convention stuff. It's just been a crazy summer that it's usually not this crazy. A lot of people are wanting to know, when is Rick there? So Rick was still seen if they're filming episode. I want to assume they're wrapping up episode 3, or they're into episode 4. So it's going to be a 6-episode contract, is what it said for Lauren Cohan and Andy Lincoln, is what it's saying. Is that going to be the first 6 episodes? Are we going to get all the way to the mid-season finale? Are we getting into the second half of season 9? I think so. I think Rick will die in the mid-season premiere-ish, kind of like the Carl situation, drag it out a little bit, have Rick get wounded, go into January and February. The Walking Dead returns in February, and then we'll find out the fate of Rick. Maybe even Maggie. Maybe it's Maggie's how we do that. So, Jan, I hope that Fear has a John episode. I hope that John eventually takes over more of a role in there too, but you know, do you really want to see Pacifist Morgan Pacifist John. Do you want to see them not take out? Are we going to get another villain group? Are we going to get the Proctors to come back around? Are we going to have Walker and Crazy Dog, or Taka and Crazy Dog come around? Is Daniel going to be seen? Are we going to have other characters? Are we going to have new characters? Are we going to finally get a villain that is worth having a villain on the show? The Vultures were pretty weak. They were pretty like lazy saviors. Pretty weak. But were they the villains? I don't know. Alicia was more of a villain than Mel was. So what do you think, guys? What do you make of it all? I think it's pretty interesting. Bring so much hate, even if they stop watching it, just grow. Yeah, that's true, Tudor. Well, The Walking Dead is one of those things where people love it so much. And if somebody loves something so much, it's going to have haters just to hate it because people love it so much. People hate what other people love a lot of time. That just doesn't make sense. You got to let people be the way they are. My motto is don't bother me, I won't bother you. Do your own thing as long as you don't hurt another individual anyway. Physical, emotional, mentally, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can do your own thing. I don't want to be bothered a lot of times, so I don't bother other people. But I love the people that love me and take care of me, so you get what you give on there too. So The Walking Dead is one of those shows that reach such high levels. It was the king of cable television. I don't know if another show will ever get that higher ratings on cable television. It's just crazy to think that. It reached such a high in seasons 4 and 5, and then in season 6 for me. Then in season 7 was like a major crash. Season 8, same thing. And it's really crashing here. Can it recover? Can it get back to what it was? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with things. I hope that it can. I hope that Fear the Walking Dead can be interesting to watch day in and day out. Not have like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 good episodes a season out of 16. Hopefully we can get that. Hopefully everything gets ironed out with Chris Hardwick and everything we get that taken care of one way or another, and proof in this, and it's just hopefully it just gets dealt with the best way that it's supposed to. It's just a shame. But yeah, Travis, haters are going to hate. I get a lot of hate on YouTube. That means I'm doing something right. That means I'm getting bigger and busier on there too. I don't like the idea of just people being negative and harping on things just to harp on them. And it's just things when it's reasonable in my mind that people just are going to be annoyed and frustrated and hating things online because they can. There's an anonymity of that. There's a thing where you can hide behind your computer in some country or some state and talk bad about someone and never have to deal with the consequences. That's why there's internet bullying. That's why there's problems on Reddit and Facebook and social media and YouTube where people just say mean things and that person doesn't have to do that, where they would never say that to someone's face because they would be in trouble pretty quickly if they did. But it's just a shame that people want to hate on things because they hate on them because their life ain't good. Stuff ain't going their way. They're just down in the dumps on there too sometimes. Or maybe they just got to justify it, or they just don't like it. Not everyone's going to get along. Like in the zombie apocalypse, not everyone's going to get along. Like there's no way that everybody would get along. And that's kind of interesting when you see Rosita be so mean to Eugene and everybody not going to get along for, the world. And that would be there too. Like imagine if you were a survivor in the zombie apocalypse and you lived in your neighborhood and you had to live and survive with your neighbors day in and day out. I don't really like all my neighbors that I live by, but it's just crazy to think that maybe, or say it was your coworkers. You were trapped in a building and you had to survive with your coworkers at work. And yeah, you got some cool people, hopefully, but majority, say you got 100 employees and you like 4 people there. That's 96 other people that you don't like. You got to survive in some building and you got people eating your food and all that other stuff. It's going to get pretty crazy pretty quick right away on there too. And that's pretty interesting to talk about that I try to cover in the zombie apocalypse here and there. And I'm going to be ever evolving in my book series with that. but not everyone's going to get along, and we don't have to. Just be nice and, you know, deal with other people in a respectful manner. That's all. That's what I ask for, and that's what I get. But I block people all the time on YouTube because they're just not not very nice, and they say uncalled for things and disrespect people and myself, and that's just how it is. So Omar, I will never forget my PT peeps, and my peeps are what make everyone go around. Everything worth doing in this life revolves with people, and that includes YouTube, effectively, the Walking Dead family and the Walking Dead community. I started the TWD community on Facebook for that, a community for us to be all together. Walking Dead family has been around before me and will be after me and everything, but I'm a member of that, and I connect that with it, and I want you guys all to be a member of that too, so that's for sure. But no, I won't forget my PT peeps and the people involved there too. You know, I got people that joined the channels early on that are still around, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for my OG subscribers and the new people all the time. I just love the idea of people supporting other people too. So Jan, I don't know what to make of it with Chris Hardwick. I don't know if it's true with Chloe Dykstra, or part of it's true or part of it's that. But remember, if she felt abused physically, mentally, whatever the abuse actually was, that's her perception. She might have not been abused to the point that other people would have felt abused. Not saying that she did or she didn't, but she could have felt that way. So maybe she is, you know, a person that was abused, or maybe she just suffers from things that she felt that she was abused when she actually wasn't. There's people's personality that are, you know, considered super strong, super tough, super rigid, super soft, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know the situation. Maybe everything she said in it was true. Maybe some of it's lies or fabricated. Where's the proof? Proof is in the pudding. And it's a shame that you can say whatever you want about someone, and people have to defend themselves after you said it. Like, I would never want to be a part of that, because you have to rebuild yourself after all of that. And it's a shame that Chris Hardwick is thought of as guilty, and he may have not have done anything. He could have done all those things, but he also could have done none of them. And it's a shame, because we'll never really know exactly what happened, because unless she has pictures, but then you don't know, unless there's video or pictures of him actually doing something physically, or rants or video of him yelling or screaming or getting physical or whatever, you just don't know, because you just don't know how it happened or what it actually happened. It's just a shame for it. So Brian, does it make sense to make the lead guy they invested 3 years as the villains? This ain't the Negan fangirl show. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Negan. I know a lot of people love Negan. A lot of people hate the character. So I would think that if Rick can die, I think Negan can die. And I think people would tune in if they saw Daryl take care of Rick take care of Negan to avenge Rick or something like that. That would be pretty awesome. People would buy into that, and they would like to see that. If Rick goes and there's no one to stop Daryl to take out Negan, and he's gone, that would be pretty awesome, you know? If Rick, the major departure, the major deviation can happen, so can Negan. Negan can definitely leave, and I think that needs to happen too. So, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen with everything. Yeah. But yeah, Tudor, there's always going to be someone that watches my videos that dislikes it right away. And I saw someone write a comment the one time, and he said, I dislike your video every time you ask for people to join your Walking Dead family or become a subscriber. What's the problem with that? And there's also people that dislike my videos because of the topic that I'm talking about. Not even the actual video, the topic. So it's going to be a frustrating thing to the day on YouTube, because it's just annoying with that. But the same thing, people hate The Walking Dead for different reasons, and people love The Walking Dead for different reasons. People will love The Walking Dead unconditionally, and there's people that hate it no matter what it does. It could do things so great and so awesome that people will be like, nah, it was all right. It was all right. You wouldn't give the show props for it. So, but thank you, Protected Lion. You're a great YouTuber. I always watch your videos, whatever the subject is. What YouTubers do you actually contact in The Walking Dead that I ignored you? Doubt they would know. Doubt they would now. Yeah, it was a couple different YouTubers at the time. I don't want to give any shade on there too, but a couple big ones were kind of rude. But another big one was actually pretty nice, especially when all the fair use stuff was going around. Ronnie was actually pretty cool and talked about it, because fear the fair use was like, you shouldn't use pictures and stuff because it's fair use, the fair use principle, that you can actually use that for that. And I think that kind of calmed down a little bit, but Ronnie was actually pretty cool. And I mean, I respect all Walking Dead YouTubers and YouTubers in general that don't mislead or don't try to trick things, that put stuff in the thumbnail and don't actually talk about it. You know, I don't want to be that person. I want to be the person that provides quality entertainment, knowledge, information to everyone involved, that you go there and is a reliable source for that too. So, but there was a YouTuber that, you know, a person when I was starting out wanted to be, to do a collaboration, myself and that person. And he said something in their chat, and the YouTuber replied, if they're ever around, or if they'll be around. Almost like I wouldn't be around, or I would have nothing to do with it, or like, who am I? Not so much like, oh, the PT channel is nothing, get him out of here, he's not worth my time, kind of thing. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But you know, I understand the way it goes, and sometimes those big YouTubers that have super big fan bases, I think my fan base and my channel can do a lot for a lot of communities and a lot of Walking Dead content. And it's just funny when I post something on there, hours later or days later, people show me stuff like, oh, look at this video that they posted a couple days later or hours later after I posted it. So everybody knows what happens. Everybody knows, you know, how it goes. And I'm not going to get caught up in that. I got bigger things to things, and I got bigger things to be there. I'm a positive person. I try to stay positive. So the world will kick you down and be negative. There's enough negativity going around that we got to be positive and want to uplift people in life, online, on YouTube, wherever it is too. So let me answer a couple more questions. I'll go for a couple more minutes. Sorry I went on a tangent like that too, but I like the idea of just being a member of the Walking Dead family and Walking Dead community, and that's for sure. So do you think the Fear group will ever find a community like Alexandria? I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool, Boyd. I think that would be the way to go to keep that show a little more stable. That would be kind of cool if they used the military a little bit more. If it was a military base in Texas, you know, like Fort Hood or something like that too, or a smaller military base. I just think the military would be more involved. And if they're in Texas, I think that that would be a possibility. But I think they should find a community like Alexandria. I would watch that. I would think that would be cool. So, yeah, definitely, Omar. You guys are the best fan base in the Walking Dead universe. That's for sure. I think that's the way to go. You know, life is about what you make of it. And being positive is good in a certain light, but you also got to work hard. You got to be, and you know, my tagline is believe in yourself. If you can dream it, you can do it. But you got to give into a little bit. You got to sacrifice things. You got to work hard. You got to do that as well. What you give in, what you reap, what you sow, what you give in things, you get back tenfold. Karma comes around, and karma's not always negative. Karma can be positive. If you do good things will come back to you. That's for sure. So. Exactly, Jan. Positive vibes, man. It's all good and positive. Positivity is the way to be, even when things are down in the dumps, you know. And I'm not always the most healthy person going. I got health concerns on there too, but you got to be, you know, positive with it. There's always things that are better than me, have it better than me. Also, there's a lot of people that have it worse than me. But for sure, I think karma is real for sure. And you see that in The Walking Dead a little bit too. And you see the principle put in there. So I'm excited for season 9, guys. So I'm gonna wrap up here in a little bit because I won't be able to do a live stream next Sunday because I'll be busy. I'll be back the following Sunday, and then we'll be into July before you know it, guys. And July is San Diego Comic-Con month. I'm going to have more videos about that stuff. I'm not going to San Diego Comic-Con, but I'll have some videos and content. And I'll do the trailer breakdown for the Walking Dead Season 9 trailer, which will be out probably that Friday of San Diego Comic-Con. But I appreciate you guys taking the time this Sunday, June 17th, Father's Day. I truly appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I can't say it enough. Without you guys, this channel would be nothing. So hopefully you're up to date on Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for more videos. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and comment. Subscribe to this channel and the other one, PT channel. So, Letty, the dates of San Diego Comic-Con, I would search online. I would do a Google search, but I think it's July 19th to the 23rd. Let me just check right here on my computer. Let's see what we got. It is a Thursday. Come on. 19th, 20th, 21, 22. I think it's the 19th to the 22nd. So the 19th is a Thursday. So that Friday is the 20th of July. I believe that is the date that we will get the Walking Dead panel and the trailer to be dropped. So I think that's what it is. It'll be July 20th. I'm not sure 100%, but once I find out, I will share that with you guys. So thank you guys for watching. And believe in yourself. With hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, you can achieve your goals, no matter what they are. So if your goals are to write a book, to draw, to get a job, an education, a degree, make a movie, make a video, a YouTube channel, whatever, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Never give up, even when it's hard. If you can dream it, you can do it. Thanks, guys.